According to the biblical Tower of Babel tale, humanity originally spoke a single language before abruptly dividing into numerous groups that were unable to communicate with one another. However, we do know that the thousands of languages spoken now may be traced back to a considerably smaller number, even though we are not sure if such an original language ever existed. How did we come to have so many then? The Earth was substantially less inhabited in the early stages of human migration. People who lived in large groups and spoke the same language and had the same culture frequently broke up into smaller tribes and dispersed in search of new prey and productive territory. They became separated from one another and evolved in diverse ways as a result of migration and settlement in new locations. Similar dialects with diverse pronunciation and vocabulary evolved into completely different languages over centuries of living in various environments, eating various foods, and interacting with various neighbors. This division persisted as populations increased and dispersed. Similar to genealogists, contemporary linguists attempt to visualize this process by connecting as many languages as they can to a proto-language or common ancestor. A language family is a collection of all languages that are connected in this way, and it may include numerous branches and subfamilies. So how do we establish that there even is a relationship between languages? Words with similar sounds don't often mean much. Instead of being derived from a shared root, they could be false cognates or simply directly borrowed phrases. A more reliable guide is grammar and syntax, as well as simple vocabularies like pronouns, numbers, or kinship concepts that are less likely to be borrowed. Linguists can identify relationships, pinpoint key stages in the history of languages, and even rebuild previous languages without written records by methodically analyzing these qualities and searching for consistent patterns of sound changes and correspondences between languages. Even more significant historical hints can be deduced from linguistics, such as identifying the geographic origins and way of life of prehistoric peoples based on which of their words were indigenous and which were imported. Linguists encounter two fundamental issues while developing these language family trees. One is that it is unclear how to decide where the bottom branches should terminate. Which dialects, then, should be regarded as distinct languages, or vice versa? Chinese is regarded as a single language, although the various dialects are so dissimilar from one another that they are frequently incomprehensible to one another. The real languages used by live individuals do not fall into well-defined categories but rather change through time, straddling boundaries and classifications. Instead of linguistic characteristics, the distinction between languages and dialects frequently results from shifting political and national factors. Because of this, the number of languages might range from 300 to 800, depending on who is counting. Another issue is that the amount of information we know about the languages at the top of the tree decreases as we move further back in time. Languages from different families are assumed to be unrelated on all levels since the current division of the major language families represents the upper bound at which links can be established with a tolerable degree of certainty. But things could alter. While many ideas for superfamilies or higher-level links are hypothetical, some have received widespread acceptance and are being investigated, particularly for native languages with sparse speaker populations that have not received much research. The origin of language and whether all human languages share a common ancestor are questions we may never be able to answer, but the next time you hear a foreign language, try to pay attention. You can be wrong about how foreign it is. Thanks for watching.